In left field, Caden McNeil. At first base, Anthony Seminara. The second baseman is Owen Beatrice. Playing third base, Israel Classe. At shortstop, Montgomery Hart. Behind the plate, Mason Ritzema. And on the mound for your Kingsmen, right-handed pitcher, Micah Irving. The Kingsmen are led by head coach Joe Hudak and assistant coaches Preston Hudak, Nick Osborne, and Weston Loyng. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America and the brave men and women who serve and protect her with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
And with that, we welcome you into Caramon Health Park here in beautiful Gastonia, North Carolina. I'm Griffin Leonard saying welcome to Caramon Health Park. We've got a doubleheader on tap for you here today between the Kingsmen and the P27 Blacksmiths. 2 games today, a doubleheader to wrap up a series that was supposed to start yesterday. That game got canceled, unfortunately, due to player personnel. We have a doubleheader here for you today. The one varsity on Thursday. Micah Irving is on the mound for the Kingsmen against the P27 Blacksmiths.
Number 31.
Here's their starting lineup. It's Kelvin Almonte, Mikhail Moon, Noah Getke, Tucker Cali, Carter Eptine, Adrian Alvarez, Carson Sosby, Yamil Soto, Colin Ross, Theo Lima, and Xavier Vega. So it'll be Almonte, Moon, and Getke, Cali, Eptine, Alvarez, Sosby, Soto, Lima, Vega. 11 in the order for the Blacksmiths, wearing the light blues with the red numerals. Micah Irving on the mound. We'll get you the defensive lineman here in just one moment. It's going to be a fun doubleheader between these two teams. They've not seen each other this season. You would feel like that's an odd statement to make given how many times the Kingsmen and P27 have faced off here in 2026. But at the prospect level, this is the first meeting between the two teams. The Kingsmen are 1-0, mainly the prospect team, 1-0 against P27's premier team. And the varsity team, and even 2-2 with their ABA adversaries.
The second baseman, number 2, Kelvin Almonte.
So Kelvin Almonte is going to start this game for P27 at the plate. The right-handed hitter, the second baseman for P27. It's time to get some baseball started here in the first full week of April. I'm Griffin Leonard here on the call, and let's begin things with Micah Irving out of the windup, his first pitch. A fastball low and away for ball number 1. Behind him in the infield, Classe, Hart, Beatrice, and Seminara. In the outfield, McNeil, Waters, and Entrican. The starting battery again, Micah Irving and Mason Ritzema. Ritzema catches the fastball that is high for ball 2. It's Almonte, then Mikhail Moon, then Noah Getke. 2-0. In there for a called strike to make it 2-1. Two balls and a strike, make that 3-1. Almonte trying to reach to start off this ball game. He's followed by Moon and Getke. Some heavy hitters in the early part of the P27 order. The Blacksmiths looking for a big win over the Kingsmen. Tied for first in the ABA standings right now are the Kingsmen. 3-1. Line drive second base side. On one hop it gets to Beatrice, who throws to Seminara, and one out here in the top of the first. Mikhail Moon is next for the P27 Blacksmiths.
The center fielder, number 64, Mikhail Moon.
Out of the windup, first pitch, and a strike at the top of the zone to make it 0-1. Irving trying to get his second batter in a row. He started with a strike, but now the count is even. Irving making yet another start for the Kingsmen this season. He has been one of the two and one of the three main starters for this Kingsman Baseball Academy team. Interested to see how the pitching looks this week for the Kingsmen. They are getting a swing and a miss there to make it 1-2. The Kingsmen are low on pitching, to say the least, this week. A number of their main prospect arms missing time, various reasons of rest, injury, all of the above. 1-2, and a foul ball. Of course, as much as we want to see these guys get on the mound every chance they can, also don't want to see these guys get overused and burnt out. So we're seeing Micah Irving on the mound, his 10th appearance, 9th start of the spring. 1-2. That's outside for ball two. Irving is the innings leader on this Kingsman Baseball Academy prospect team, coming into today and throwing 31 innings this season. 34 strikeouts to 19 walks. He's looking for a 35th strikeout here. And he gets a fly ball into shallow right. Enterkin chasing after it, coming toward the line, and makes the grab on the run for out number 2. So Noah Getke up with 2 outs and nobody on. Irving making quick work of the first few hitters in
the right fielder, number 51, Noah Getke.
Last time out for Micah Irving, he pitched 4 innings, a pretty good ball against Dominion Sports Collective. As part of that series last week at Gardner-Webb, he gets a strike there. Did not get the win in that ball game, but pitched 4 innings in the start. 2 runs, both of which were unearned. He struck out 2, walked 1, surrendered 5 hits. He's got that ERA down to the 4 mark. It's a nice pitch, but he doesn't get the call. It is 1-1. Bottom of the first, we'll see the Kingsmen bring up McNeil, Waters, and Beatrice. The heavy hitters trying to get some early production for the KBA. Fresh off a series win against the Wolves of DSC. There's a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. If P27 gets one more hitter to the plate here in the top of the first, it'll be Tucker Calley in the cleanup spot. It's Noah Getke at the plate right now. The right fielder digs in. The pitch from Irving. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Ritzma applies the tag, and it's 1-2-3 in the first inning. Good out of the gates from Micah Irving. We love to see it. Head to the bottom of the first here. It's after 2. It's time for KBA bats to head to the plate. When we return, it's Prospect Baseball, the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom one here in Gastonia. Pitcher on the mound is Luke Bonsack for the P27 Blacksmiths. Caden McNeil takes a strike to start the bottom of the first. The Kingsmen batting McNeil, Waters, and Beatrice in the first three slots of the order. 0-1. And a foul ball to make it 0-2. Full order for the Kingsmen. McNeil, Waters, Beatrice. Then Israel Classe, Montgomery, Hart, Hudson, Entrican, 4-5-6. Final four, Mason Ritzema, Tristan Harless, Anthony Seminara, and Christian Burney. 0-2 cycles high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A correction to the standings. I have my information slightly mixed up. At the end of last week, Georgia Premier won 3-2 over Ray's Collegiate. That win bumped them half a game clear of the rest of the teams in the ABA. So the Kingsmen sitting in second, a half game back of Georgia Premier. Meanwhile, TNXL, A3, and Dominion are all a half game behind them. 2-2 now. McNeil takes another one up and in. Central Point was also part of that conversation, but they lost a game to A3 at the end of last week. So A3 from Florida is sitting at 10-5. Central Point at 6-2. 2-2 now full. 3 in a row off the plate from Bonsack. Central Point was making a mad dash for the top of the leaderboard. They've taken a slight stumble. They're still a half game ahead of P27, who as of the game starting today sits in 7th place in the ABA. Despite being in 7th, they're only 2 games off the lead. They're 4 games ahead of the team right behind them in Eastern Carolina Academy. 3-2, McNeil pops one first base side. Couple steps into foul ground. Alvarez, looking up into the sun, makes the catch. And there's one gone in the bottom of the first.
The center fielder, number 10, Ryan Waters.
1738. I'm laying with somebody. Since you're pretty, so you came in the door.
Here's Waters. And he takes ball 1 in. Defensively for P27, it's Epteen, Moon, and Getke in the outfield. Cali, Soto, Almonte, and Alvarez, the infield turf. Waters takes ball 2 just off the plate. Battery for P27, it's Carson Sosby doing the catching, and Luke Bonsack, the pitcher. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike to the Waxhaw native Ryan Waters. In center field, as he often is for this Kingsman prospect team, he's in the 2-hole. 2-1. And he skies one. Lot of foul ground third base side. Chasing after it, but running out of room even so's the third baseman. That's Tucker Cali. Cali due to lead off the top of the second for P27, trying to keep the Kingsmen scoreless until then. The Kingsmen, in that DSC series, scored 2 runs in Game 1 of the series, nothing in Game 2. They had a run in the final game, the only one that they were not able to get the win in. 3 balls and 2 strikes. "3-2. And that's on the outside corner. That called strike 3. So 2 outs quickly, just as we saw on the top of the first, and Owen Beatrice.
The second baseman, number 42, Owen Beatrice.
I want to give a shout out to the Bose family who said hello in our live chat here on the YouTube broadcast. If you're tuning in, feel free to say hello. If you're here in person and listening, feel free to stop on by in between innings. I'd love to say hi. First pitch. That's in there at the knees to Owen Beatrice, the second baseman, batting one of the red-hot bats in this Kingsman order. As he has been all spring. He takes strike 2 and he's falling behind. Beatrice, the average leader for the Kingsmen. He grounds one to the shortstop side. Tough play for Soto. Throws off 1 foot, and Beatrice has it beat to extend the inning. Everyone on the P27 fielding alignment had kind of started to walk toward the dugout, but Beatrice legs it out, and the first hit of the game goes to the home team.
The third baseman, number 20, Israel Classe.
I'm a freak to the core. Get it those months, you gon' want some more. My tongue touch your girl, your toes back on the girl. This exclusive shit, I don't share with the world. That y'all early in the morning. Proper little can't stop it. Been a big place since rockin' me. Get the position down.
So the Kingsmen avoid bringing the minimum to the plate here in the first. Beatrice leads off first base with 2 outs. And the pitch is a called strike from Bonsack on the upper corner of the zone. Micah Irving got through his first inning in a hurry, facing 3 hitters. He'll face Cali, Epteen, and Alvarez in the second. 0-1. Classe, opposite field, flare shot, a single into left field in front of Epteen, and moving to second base, Owen Beatrice to get a runner in scoring position. 2 hits in the inning for the Kingsmen.
The shortstop, number 12, Montgomery Hart.
So Montgomery Hart in the 5-hole today is going to try to come up with a big hit, get a couple early runs. Luke Bonsack has been a tough cookie to crack for the P27 Blacksmiths. 20 innings pitched on the year, a 2.75 ERA. 37 strikeouts, now 38 after striking out Waters. He starts off Hart with a breaking ball in there to make it 0-1. 2 away here in Gastonia. Hart has Beatrice on second, Classe on first. Scoreless here in the first inning. 0-1 pitch. And Classe hits it high in the air to center. Moon racing after it, but has plenty of time to camp. And the catch is made to end the inning. Kingsmen get a couple on, but do not score here in the first. We take it into the second, 0-0. It's Prospect Baseball here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Back here in the second, a scoreless tie as Tucker Cali comes to the plate. Wanted to mention something that happened pregame. You may have noticed it if you were paying attention. I thought initially that it was a pregame joke. The Kingsmen had a player thrown out of this game before a pitch was thrown today. Talk about that in just 1 second. Micah Irving back on the mound out of the windup. First pitch strike in there to Tucker Cali. Max Raley, who's traditionally with the varsity guys, it sounds like he is floating today because of the pitching need that the Kingsmen have. The 0-1 in the dirt. He was ejected from this game before a pitch was thrown. It came, I guess, talking to him, it sounds like there was a standoff pregame between the two teams after the national anthem, as you'll see sometimes in baseball. That's a fastball zipped in there at 85 to get to 1-2. And Max Raley who did not back down on that standoff, was warned and then ejected by the home plate umpire. So congratulations, Max Raley, on the first player ejection in Kingsmen Baseball Academy history as far as the ABA goes. He will be available for Game 2, won't have any sort of suspension. At least that is my understanding. 2-2. Fastball, foul tip, strike 3. Cali down on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts for Micah Irving. And there's one down here in the second.
The left fielder, number 16, Carter Epting.
So here is Carter Epting. Left-hand bat against the right-hander out of Charlotte. Irving's first pitch. And that one just off the outside corner. Epting out of New York. One ball, no strikes. Ground ball foul in between the third base coach and the third base bag. It bounces toward the Kingsman bullpen, and that actually might have ended up in a bag out there by the looks of where that ball ended up. It ended up near the benches where a lot of the Kingsman bullpen guys have their bags. The ball did not bounce back off of it. 1-1. Ground ball, second base side. Beatrice has it on the down hop. Throws to first, 2 outs. Matthew De La Cruz down the line appears to have recovered that baseball. I'm sure it'll enter the field of play once again here soon. Adrian Alvarez is the first baseman for P27. And he bats in the 6th hole. Irving has retired all 5 blacksmiths
Number 60,
that have come up to the plate
Alvarez.
so far. First pitch. Fastball over the knees. 1-0 here in the top of the second. A beautiful day here in Gastonia. High 60s here in April. Not a cloud in the sky. 1 ball, no strikes. And a foul ball ripped toward the screen. Bounces toward the on-deck circle. On deck right now for P27, Carson Sosby. He has the leg pads on in the on-deck circle. He'll need to take him off if he hits here in the second. 2 outs, 1-1 count. Irving trying to get through the second in order. And dots another fastball. That one in on the knees. It's 1-2. In the bottom of the second, it'll be Entrican, Ritzma, Harless, and Irving trying to get him here in the next pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And out of the windup, he slides it home. No, the call outside, 2-2. Could not have missed by much. Kingsmen come into today 10-4 in the ABA. Looking to get to a 750 win percentage if they can win today's doubleheader. Time called by the hitter. Adrian Alvarez, the first baseman for P27, wearing the number 60. In the 6th spot, middle spot of the 11-man order for the visitors. Irving, after hitting the outside, hits the knees. Looking strikeout. Irving has 3. And once again has the Blacksmiths in order. We head to the bottom of the second. The Kingsmen threatened in the first. We'll see if they can score when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network.
Entrikin.
Hudson Entrikin starts it off here for the Kingsmen in the second. Micah Irving is through 2. And the Kingsmen trying to get him a lead. It's the Oklahoma man taking a ball. He's ahead 1-0 here. This will be the only game today Hudson will play in. He actually is flying home to Oklahoma later today. He, as many of the Kingsmen are students, and he rips that one third base side. The shortstop fields, but has no play. Another base hit for the Kingsmen. It's their third already off of Luke Bonsack. But to finish the story quickly, Hudson Entrikin flying home today. He has the ACT.
The catcher, number 4, Mason Ritzema.
Required for graduation at his school. So he is flying home temporarily to take that test. Then he'll be back. But he is only playing game 1 of today's doubleheader. Coach Hudak has called a couple of the varsity guys down to the bullpen. See what they're doing down there. It's Jack Catron, Matt De La Cruz, and Eli Thomas. And it looks like they're picking up some of the bags that were mentioned earlier. Ritzema squaring a bunt here. He drops one down, but foul. It is 0-1. Entrikin is on his way to second. That breaking ball made it tougher for Ritzema to get the bunt down. It appears the guys down in the bullpen are simply moving the bags off of the ground level and up onto the bench as to clear any potential hazards out of the way of the field of play. 0-1 is the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second after Entrikin's leadoff single. Ritzema squares again, and he pulls back. This one just low of the zone. It's 1-1. The throw over to first to check on Hudson. It's relatively close, but he's back safely. Runner on the move. The ball was dropped by the catcher. To second goes Entrikin on a stolen base. Two balls and one strike. Runner in scoring position here with nobody out. And a ball in the dirt. Entrikin trying to take the extra bag. The throw to third, not in time. On the wild pitch. Entrikin to third base. Making moves. And now the opening run of this ball game just 90 feet away with nobody out. 3-1 count for Ritzema, who's taken 3 in a row off the plate. And there's 4, a walk.
The designated hitter, number 16, Tristan Harless.
Here's the West Virginia native Tristan Harless, unavailable to pitch today, but he is hitting. You see a courtesy runner for the Kingsmen here with nobody out, and it is typically, as it is once again today, Mr. Nino Catani. He's running for the catcher Mason Ritzema.
Attention fans, pitch running at first base for Mason Ritzema, number 11, Landon Catani.
Split up, trying to sub me land down and make it sit up. Yeah, hot box, roasted, case closed. Wheat, grill, beef, charcoal, selling, we help it.
First pitch coming here to Harless. Runners on the corners. And Harless smokes one in the right field. Going after it is Getke. Has it for out number 1. Here comes Entrikin tagging up. The throw goes all the way through, and Hudson scores standing up for the Kingsmen's first run of the game. Harless with the sacrifice fly. It's 1-0.
The first baseman, number 5, Anthony Seminara.
That's really good hitting from Tristan Harless. Doesn't get the hit, but he gets the sacrifice fly. It's 1-0 here in Kingsman country, as Anthony Seminara will hit with one away, and Catani still on first. First pitch, a throw down to first from the catcher. It's off of Catani, and it rolls into shallow right. Dino going to take the extra 90 on the error by the catcher. And the runner again in scoring position here, 0-1, as it was called a strike at the plate. 0-1 with one out, Seminara at the plate. He takes the fastball just off the strike zone. It's 1-1. Kingsman getting toward the bottom of the order. Christian Burney in the lineup today at the prospect level. Hitting in the 10 hole, the extra hitter. Looking for a chance coming up here in a second. Seminara up the middle of base hit. He ripped that ball into center field. Up to third goes Dino Catani. And there are once again runners on the corners. How about Anthony Seminara hitting that ball to center field in front of Moon?
The extra hitter, number 25, Christian Burney.
No secret he can hit it well. Showing it there. So Christian Burney, another big bat at the bottom of the order today for the Kingsmen. He'll try to break this inning wide open. Bonsack will have to be careful. He loves to attack early. Not a stranger to swinging on the first pitch. We'll see if he goes after an early fastball if he gets one. And there it is, a pitch high of the zone. Burney swung on and missed. We had a laugh over the game on Thursday. Burney, it was scary for a moment, had gotten hit in the helmet with a fastball on the first pitch of one of his at-bats. He is all right. That's high for ball one. We were talking about it after the game, and Christian said that he had went back to listen to the broadcast call and to see it on the video, and he had heard, essentially I had said, he might go after a pitch, and then of course he was not going after the first pitch that he saw that time. He fouls off the 1-1 and now makes it 1-2, but Christian and I had a good laugh over it. And he is all right and back in the lineup. That is always a good thing to see. Runners on the corners here, 1-2. And Burney trying to give the Kingsmen another run. Takes high ball two. Seminara galloping to second. He's got a stolen base. Anthony Seminara is not one that's going to steal a whole lot of bags for this Kingsman team this year. But Seminara with his second bag in 3 tries with that stolen base. So second and third, the double play opportunity is gone. Here's the 2-2. Curveball sat on and tapped foul. Burney was well ahead of it. That ball fielded in foul territory by Harris Clark, who's also unavailable today for the KBA, sitting down the line. Top of the order coming up in Caden McNeil after Burney's at-bat. Bonsack looking for a big second out, 2-2. Fastball popped up on the infield. The shortstop coming over, but it's the second baseman making the catch. Almonte has it to get Burney. It's a decent at-bat, but nothing to show for it. 2 outs.
Back to the top of the order for your Kingsmen, the left fielder, number 1, Caden McNeil.
Caden McNeil with a chance to do some damage here. 2 on, 2 out. Kingsmen with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of the Tristan Harless sacrifice fly. First pitch to McNeil the second time around is a strike. He popped out to first to begin the bottom of the first. The Kingsmen through the first time through the order with 4 hits, 1 run. 0-1 pitch. And McNeil trying to bunt for a base hit. Here comes the pitcher. Bonsack does not have a throw. And Caden McNeil bunts a run home with 2 outs. That bunt had to be good, and that was one of the best we've seen all year from him. Runners on the corners with 2 away, and 2-0 Kingsman lead.
The center fielder, number 10, Ryan Waters.
Not too many guys that you will see bunt with 2 outs. But McNeil, trusting the speed, gets a good bunt down, and it is 2-0. So Ryan Waters looking for a hit here to continue the big inning. He was the only batter to strike out against Bonsack the first time through. That ball's 5-hole. Here comes Seminara, and he scores standing up. Passed ball to make it 3-0. Waters now has a man on second. McNeil got to second base as Seminara came in to score. A 3-run inning for the Kingsmen. It is 1-0 here with 2 away. Waters hitting left-hand side. Bonsack kicks the leg, comes home, and the ball is hit first base side into shallow right. Looking for it is Alvarez, but he's called off by Almonte, and the inning is over. So the Kingsmen grab 3 hits and a walk. The sacrifice fly helps out things as well. It's a big inning for the KBA, and we'll see if Irving can keep up the hot streak at the plate, or rather on the mound, as we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Top 3, Irving out of the windup to start off the third. He gets a flare shot, second base side. Beatrice coming in on it, throws sidearm to first, and Seminara's stretch is just in time to get Carson Sosby. And another quick out. 29 pitches so far for Micah Irving through 2 in the third.
Number 4,
11 balls,
Soto.
18 strikes. He struck out 3 hitters in his first 2 innings, 3 of his last 4. Batters faced coming into the third. Yamil Soto hitting as the shortstop. Here with 1 out. First pitch. Fastball low. 1 ball, no strikes. The Kingsmen up 3-0. If you're just joining us or at least tuning back in, the Kingsmen had 3 hits in a productive second inning. Entrican had a hit. Ritzma walked Harless, a sacrifice fly to bring in the first run. 1-0 at the letters, maybe just high of them. It's called a ball, 2-0. Seminara then had a base hit to bring in a run, or actually rather move Ritzma to third. Christian Burney popped out, but then Caden McNeil bunted home a base hit before the third run scored on a passed ball. So 2-0 here, the pitch from Irving. A fastball in there to make it 2-1. Irving's had a decent amount of range in his fastball velocity. He's ranged between 80 and 85 over the course of this start. 2-1. Goes back to the fastball. That one came in at 81. It was low. 3 balls and a strike. Hogg, the next hitter for the P27 Blacksmiths. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Soto, the shortstop for the Blacksmiths, looking for their first win in their first game against the Kingsmen here at the prospect level. A couple of familiar faces for sure. A couple of guys that the Kingsmen saw at the varsity level in some of the non-conference games they've played. 3-2, Irving trying to get another one. Fastball, just low. First base runner for P27 comes on the walk. It was a good pitch from Irving. It did not get the swing or the call. So Colin Hogg, the extra hitter, batting
Extra hitter
with a man on first and one out. P27, not a big power team. They have just two players that have hit more than one home run this season. Hogg is one of them. Kelvin Almonte at the top of the order is the other, both of them with two. Nobody else on the roster has more than one this season. It's 0-1 here with one out after a first pitch called strike to the extra hitter in the 9-hole. Irving got the first 7 hitters of the ballgame that he faced before giving up the walk. 0-1. And that is just high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Irving wants a new baseball. So just 2 games here in this series. The Kingsmen were supposed to play one yesterday, but it got canceled. We'll see if maybe it does get made up toward the end of the season, but if not, it'll just be a 2-game series between these two teams. Same in the varsity level. Those games being played on Thursday at Gardner-Webb. Irving throws to first. Back standing up goes Yamil Soto. That is outside for ball number 3. P27 has not played a prospect series since the last week of March when they hosted PDG. The Blacksmiths took 2 of 3 in that series, dropping the opener. That's in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. PDG, the Generals, defeated them 7-2 in Game 1, and then P27 responded with a 7-3 win in Game number 2 of that series. And then in the final game of the 3-game set, they defeated the Generals 8-2. So not any close games in that 3-game set. 2-2 from Irving. Runner on the move. Fly ball center field. Waters racing back toward the 400 sign, and he doesn't see it. That ball falls. Racing to second, and now around to third. Soto in there, and it's a double. Waters was tracking that ball all the way, and then at the last second, it almost looked like he jumped out of the way of it. Lost it in the sun.
Extra hitter, number 10, Theo Lima.
So second and third, one away for P27. Their first hit of the ball game comes on, at least off the bat, what looked like a routine fly ball. Theo Lima, the next hitter, and an important one now for the Kingsmen. First pitch, a breaking ball, high. Talking to Micah before the game, really trying to go after hitters today. Wanted to find some consistency in the zone with everything in his arsenal, especially outside of the fastball. He told me in the last couple starts he's located the fastball really, really well, but wants a little bit more out of his breaking pitches. There is that fastball laced in there to make it 1-1. So Soto on third, Hogg on second. Theo Lima, then Xavier Vega before the top of the order would come back up for the second time. And Irving trying to take advantage of the bottom of the order in preserving this Kingsman lead. They're up 3-0, but the Blacksmiths threatening here in the third. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the dirt, an important block from Ritzma. 2 balls and a strike out of the windup. Irving's pitch, a fastball, just low. Hitters count for Lima with Vega on deck.
Let's go!
3-1 is low, another walk. 3 base runners in a row now have reached for the Blacksmiths to load the bases. Here with 1 away. Here comes Joe Hudak. Just have a chat with Mike Irving. We'll step aside. 3-0 the score here in Gastonia. Kingsmen up on P27. Bases loaded, 1 out here after the mound visit. Irving working out of the windup. And his first pitch in the dirt spiked the breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Micah retired the first 7 hitters of this ball game, but has run into some trouble here in the third. The tying run is aboard. Kingsmen letting their starter work. Mentioned it earlier, not a whole lot of pitching options today for the Kingsmen during this doubleheader, so they want as much out of their starter as they can possibly get. They'll expect the same out of Ventrican in game number 2. One ball, no strikes, or rather Irving took an extra second. Now he is towing the rubber, 1-0 pitch. And he spiked that fastball. Just not finding the zone out of the mound visit, and now Ritzma out to have a chat. Top of the order looming. Kelvin Almonte is on deck. Irving's 2-0. Foul ball. Hit hard. And down the line toward the Kingsman bullpen. Here's Clark out to retrieve it. One of the unavailable pitchers that has made this situation this week a little bit more difficult for the Kingsmen. Not the only normal arm for the KBA that is unavailable this week. That is a good fastball, even the count. 82 on the gun, and it hit the corner beautifully. 2-2 to Xavier Vega. Trying to get an important second out here and keep a run off the board. 2-2. Couple of fastballs in a row from Irving. Stays with it. There's a chopper. Hart to Beatrice. Owen to first. On one hop, not in time. A run scores on the fielder's choice. The Kingsmen had a double play ball, but did not have the time enough to turn it. They get the out at second, and it is 3-1. So fielder's choice scores a
lot. The order for the Blacksmiths. The second baseman, number 2, Kelvin Almonte.
And 2 outs here in the top of the third. Kelvin Almonte, one of the average leaders on this P27 team, hitting .382 coming into today. He grounded a ball to second base to start off the ball game, and he'll be looking to carve into the Kingsman lead a little bit more. First pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Mike Irving came into this inning having thrown 28 pitches. He's thrown 23 here in the third. 1-0. Inside corner strike. Due up in the bottom of the third, 3-4-5 for the Kingsmen. Beatrice, Classe, and Hart. See what kind of a score line they're hitting with. Right now, the Kingsmen lead by 2. 1-1. Time called as Irving lifts his leg. Decent crowd on hand for the Kingsmen and P27. Not too bad of a drive for those local to Lexington coming up for the Blacksmiths. There's another strike at the top of the zone. Irving hitting his spots well. It's 1-2. Coach Hudak down the line just off your screen had put on a third and first play. Now with 2 strikes, he changes what they're going for in the infield. Irving, a strike away from getting out of the third with just 1 run across. 4 batters in a row have stood on base for P27, including the fielder's choice that got the Kingsmen the second out. 2 strikes to Calvin Almonte. Irving fires a fastball that is chopped foul. One and two. Breaking ball sat on and lifted to center. Waters chasing after it. And that ball off the glove of Ryan Waters. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes a second. We are tied on the air in the outfield. It's an inning to forget for Waters in center. Lost track of the fly ball earlier in the inning, and I'm sure the sun is making things near impossible for him out there, but he drops a fly ball, and P27 responds with 3 runs of their own.
The center fielder, number 64, Mikhail Moon.
Hogg and Vega came in to score on the last play. Almonte is now on second, and here is Mikhail Moon. So the Kingsmen had grabbed 3 in the bottom of the second. That lead evaporates here in the third. All tied up at 3. Outside corner, just missed it a ball to start off Mikhail Moon, who flew out to right field his first time to the plate. Has 3 doubles on the season. And a productive hitter in the 2 spot for the P27 Blacksmiths. There's a pop-up foul third base side. You know, I've never been much of a hockey fan. A couple of my roommates from college are big Chicago Blackhawks fans, but I don't know why I keep mixing up Blackhawks and Blacksmiths. But I'm sure the guys on the team will give me a hard time for that once again this afternoon. 1 ball and 1 strike after the foul ball. Irving pitching to Mikhail Moon. And a ground ball, first base side. A high hop for Beatrice, throws to first. And the inning is over. That one was close at the first base bag. Moon runs well, but not well enough to beat it out. We head to the bottom of the third. Tied up once again here in Gastonia on the Kingsmen Baseball Network.
Beatrice.
Oh, and Beatrice leads off the bottom of the third. It's all tied up here, and Luke Bonsack back on the mound delivers the first pitch that is fouled off by Beatrice. He singled and reached second base in the bottom of the first. Did not score, but he singled to keep that first inning alive. Now with the 0-1, takes one high and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Beatrice has the first of what has been 5 hits for the Kingsmen here in today's ball game. P27 has just 1. And Beatrice trying to get another. He grounds it to a similar spot. The third baseman throws him out this time. He had beat out an infield single his first time. That time the infield gets to the ball quickly enough to throw him out.
The third baseman, number 20, Israel Classe.
Here's another one of the Kingsmen's hits so far. Classe tapped one to the opposite field for a base hit in the first. He'll try to get this third inning started against Bonsack. First pitch, and it's off the plate. 1-0. The Kingsmen in the second that saw them score some big runs had 3 hits, a walk, sacrifice fly, a couple of pop-outs. 1-0. Classe thought about hammering that one. He took it off the plate. It's 2-0. See if he has the green light here. That ball hammered into right center field. A long run toward the gap for Moon. And it hits him. The sun is a nightmare today. Racing to third, Izzy Classe. The ball comes in. Late stop sign from Hudak. And the Kingsmen have a man on third with 1 out. That'll go as an error for Moon. But at this point, I think everybody can forgive Ryan Waters. It's happening both ways. That ball, a mile high. The center fielder reached after it.
Number 12, Montgomery Hart.
At the last moment, cowered in fear as the ball rebounded off of his upper back. And Classe raced to third base. If you're going to hit the ball in the air, hit it to center, folks. Montgomery Hart on third with 1 out. The Kingsmen, or rather, Hart has a man on third with 1 out, trying to give the Kingsmen back the lead. First pitch at the knees, a called strike. Hart played in just 1 game of the 2 last Thursday in Durham. Enjoyed some time at home, now he's back. 0-1, he skies it foul. Flew out to center his first time, so I guess it is possible to catch a baseball in center field right now. But both Moon and Waters have had to fight the sun deep in straightaway center. Hart sends one that direction. Good luck. A hand up covering, and the catch is made with 2 hands. Here comes Classe. Sacrifice fly makes it 4-3.
The right fielder, number 23, Hudson Entrikin.
So Entrikin hitting here with the bases cleared, 2 outs. The Kingsmen get a run back to take the lead. Out of the windup, the pitch. Breaking ball low, 1-0. Had the pleasure of talking with both Hudson and Noah Entrikin on the Kingsmen corner this week. 1-0. He takes a strike at the knees. Got to chat with the both of them about their experience with the Kingsmen, their experience playing with each other here on this team. The brothers getting a chance to play on the same roster, 2 balls and a strike. 2 sets of brothers on this KBA team. The Curtises, the other family, but Deacon and Jack playing on separate teams within the Kingsmen. Now 3 balls and a strike. It was a great chat with the both of them. We'll be seeing more of Noah in the second game of today's doubleheader. That game starting half an hour after this one concludes. 3-1 and another strike. Entrikin is ready to toss the bat aside. It is 3-2 to Hudson. Ritzma is on deck. Entrikin 1 for 1 today, looking for another base hit. He skies one, third base side, playable on the infield. Looking up into the sun, Callie to a knee makes the catch. Once again, another tough fly ball. But the P27 Blacksmiths catch it. 1 run in the third for the Kingsmen. 4-3. We head to the fourth here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. I'll stay quiet. Top 4 between the Kingsmen and P27. ABA prospect action resumes here in Gastonia. Mike Irving back on the mound to face Noah Getke for the second time. First pitch for Micah. Fastball in there at the bottom of the zone. Getke, the right fielder, struck out swinging to end the first inning. Batting here for P27, chasing a 1-run lead. The teams have traded runs over the last couple of frames. 0-1, a breaking ball in there, middle of the zone to make it 0-2. It's Getke, Cali, and Epteen for P27 here in the top half of inning number 4. It is 0-2, Irving working quickly to the 3-hole. Struck him out on 3 pitches. A foul tip into the glove of Mason Ritzma and 1 out.
The third baseman, number 39, Tucker Kelly.
So a quick first out here in the 4th. Irving will be happy with that after a long 3rd inning on the mound. Here's Tucker Kelly, who struck out to start the 2nd. Takes one at the top of the zone, a breaking ball left high, but it doesn't hurt Irving that time. It's 0-1. Now in the game after that last strikeout, 4 Ks for Irving. 0-1. Another breaking ball. Sat on and tapped shortstop side. Backhand. Long throw for Hart. Seminara to full extension. Out number 2. A beauty of a throw from Montgomery Hart, who had to let it loose. And there are 2 outs here in the 4th.
The left fielder, number 16, Carter Epting.
2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Irving 2 up, 2 down. Here is Carter Epteen. Played just over an hour here in Gastonia. First pitch. There's a fastball. Didn't get the call on the outside corner that time. 1-0. Final games here this season at Caramont Health Park. Of course, so gracious for everyone in the Gastonia Ghost Peppers organization for the hospitality over the course of our time here this spring. Beautiful ballpark that we've had the pleasure of playing at. A schedule, despite having a month left in the year, home games done after this week primarily because the Ghost Pepper season starting soon. So the schedule was front-loaded with home games. The Kingsmen, over the next few weeks, will go to Myrtle Beach, then Raleigh, and then Lexington, South Carolina, home of P27, but not for a P27 series. It'll be the ABA round robin. 3 balls and no strikes here. And a 4-pitch walk to put Epteen on base. He heads to first.
The first baseman, number 60, Adrian Alvarez.
Reaching the halfway point here, coming up shortly in this ball game. Game 1 of 2 between P27 and the Kingsmen. Pretty good amount of time off for Easter break. The teams finished after Thursday. 5-day break in between that game and today. Throw it first to check on Epteen, who is back in there safely. Dove head first. Breaking ball, third base side, Clase to first with plenty of time to spare. Alvarez grounds out to end the inning. Nothing on the board in the fourth. 4 visitors. We head to the bottom half. 1-run game here at Caramon. Or Prospect Baseball resumes right after this on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Back here, bottom 4, Mason Ritzma, the leadoff man for the Kingsmen, takes the ball high against the right-hander Luke Bonsack out there for his 4th inning of work. Mike Irving threw 4 strong and no bullpen action for the Kingsmen. They expect him to continue to work. 2 balls and no strikes to Ritzma in the 7 spot. Kingsmen grabbed 1 run in the 3rd after P27 tied it. 2-0. And that's in the dirt. 3 balls and no strikes. Not scooped correctly by Sosby. But nobody on, so it doesn't matter. Nobody came out to grab that baseball, so here comes Preston Hudak. Nice form. Perfect count here for Ritzma. We'll see if he is taking. And he does take the 3-0 fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Harless and then Seminara, followed by Bernie. The bottom 4 of the order due up here in the 4th for the KBA. 3-1 outside, leadoff walk. Second time Ritzma has walked already here in this ball game. That'll help the on-base percentage.
The designated hitter, number 16, Tristan Harless.
courtesy runner in again for the Kingsmen here in the fourth.
Attention,
Catani
trying at first base for
coming in to run.
Number 11, Landon Catani.
He came in to run for Ritzma the first time, came around to score in that inning, the second of 3 runs the Kingsmen had in the second. Harless trying to bunt himself aboard. And Coach Hudak saying, hey, don't lunge for him. It's 0-1. Mason Ritzma with that walk coming into today had an average of 314, an on-base percentage of 471. And an on-base percentage will climb even more now with the 2 walks. It's quite the gap between those 2 numbers. There's a good bunt from Harless. The pitcher goes to first and has Tristan for out number 1. Sacrifice done well for Harless. Tristan's now put the ball in play twice, but he's still 0 for 0 in the scoreboard because he has a sacrifice fly and a sacrifice bunt. But he does the job there to get a runner in scoring position. And here is Seminara, who uncorked one up the middle his first time. First pitch from Bonsack. Seminara takes off the plate, 1-0. No bullpen action for the Blacksmiths either. Bonsack in the ballgame has thrown 63 pitches through 3 1/3. That's a strike in there to even the count. Two balls and 1 strike here, 1 away in the fourth. That is in at the knees for strike 2. Two-two to Seminara, 1 for 1 today. And he hits the ball, blisters it into the right side and through. The right fielder, Getke, has it. They're sending Catani to the plate. He dives in safe, and Seminara is into second base. Multi-hit day for Anthony Seminara. And a big day.
Extra hitter, number 25, Christian Bernie.
First multi-hit game since March the 9th, when he went 2 for 3 against Way's Collegiate. He is 2 for 2 here in the fourth, and it's 5-3. Aggressive send that time to score. Ritzma from second, but with 1 out, they're going to try to take that extra base. Bernie takes a curveball down the heart of the plate. It's 0-1. He worked a pretty good count against Luke Bonsack with a number of foul balls, but ended up popping out to second base. He'll be looking for a barrel here. And he does hit a barrel. He nearly takes the head off of head coach Joe Hudak. And it is 0-2. Coach Hudak, I'm sure at that third base coaching box, has had plenty of line drives shot his way. I'm sure he's well enough used to them by now. He barely flinched at that rocket. 0-2. And Bernie takes just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-run lead for the Kingsmen. They've led by as much as 3 here in this ball game. There's a foul ball. One-two pitch. Bernie, the bat on his shoulder. And he keeps it there. The curveball drops in and gets him for out number 2.
Back to the top of the order for your Kingsmen, the left fielder, number 1, Caden McNeil.
Here's Katie McNeil, the top of the order for the third time with 2 outs. A fastball at the letters to open it up, strike 1. Hudak throwing his hands up after that strike call. Kaden McNeil is 1 for 2. He bunted himself aboard with 2 outs the last time he was up and scored a run in the process. He has a runner in scoring position here. 0-1. And he takes the ball away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Took over the leadoff spot in this order, essentially, the way the lineups have been churned out in the last couple of weeks. Started the season and still is a floater, but primarily batted at the bottom of the order. 2 balls and 1 strike. He has proved himself essential to this Kingsmen Baseball Academy team. Class of 2027 outfielder out of Whitsett, North Carolina. 2-1 with a runner on second and 2 away. McNeil takes low and in, 3-1. Number of ABA prospect games going today across the day's action in the Southeast. We'll give you a score update and around the town scoreboard here in a little while. 3 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs here at Caramount Health Park. McNeil out in front of it, but in doing so, popped it into foul ground, first base side, and the catch is made by Alvarez. Inning over, he pops out for the second time to first. 1 run in the inning makes it 5-3. We head to the 5th here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. We head to the 5th here in Gastonia, North Carolina, right off of Highway 74 here. We'll welcome you into the broadcast. I'm Griffin Leonard, the Kingsmen, and P27, Micah Irving, starting the 5th with a hit by pitch. Carson Sosby reaches for the first time with the hit by pitch, and here comes one of the order that has been the hardest, at least so far here in the ball game. Irving has had next to no trouble with the first 6 in the order. They've had just 2 base runners in the first 2 times through the order, an error and a walk. The bottom 4 of the order each reached their first time to the plate. Here is Soto, who walked, and he laces one as short, caught by Hart. And the runner scrambles back to first. A line out for the first out of this inning. Ball came in at 80, and it was likely off the bat.
Extra hitter, number 15,
but right at Montgomery Hart. So Irving out of the stretch, one away here in the fifth. A 2-run lead for the Kingsmen over P27 in their first prospect meeting this season. Swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs.
Come on, BC, go!
And that ball off the end of the bat to shallow right. Entrikin under it, and there are 2 outs. Quickly here in the 5th inning. After the hit by pitch, Irving settles in. He has 2 outs, and to the plate next, Theo Lima.
Extra hitter, number 10, Theo Lima.
Come on, Theo!
First pitch at the knees to Theo Lima, who walked and then was out as part of the fielder's choice.
Come on, Theo! Come on, Theo!
0-1 here with 2 away. Beautiful afternoon here in Gastonia. 0-1. Foul tip. Rather tipped off the bat to the backstop. So foul ball to make it 0-2. In the bottom of the 5th, it'll be 2-3-4 for the Kingsmen. Waters, Beatrice, and Classe. Meat of the order coming up for the KBA. Up 2 runs. They've scored in each of their last 3 innings. Irving trying to get through 5 here at Caramon. Sat on and bounced right back to the pitcher. Irving underhand flip in time. How about Micah Irving? Through 5 here at Caramon Health Park. We head to the bottom half of the inning. 5-3. Kingsman lead here on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Number 10, Ryan Waters.
Here comes the Kingsman center fielder to start the bottom of the 5th against Luke Bonsack. And Waters takes a strike. Looking to catapult the Kingsmen into this 5th inning. They're up 2 runs. Center fielder behind 0-1. Tries to bunt himself aboard, but it's foul. 0-2. The Kingsmen getting a couple of arms ready down the line. Montgomery Hart throwing to Christian Burney down in the bullpen. Throwing flat ground right now, just getting a couple throws in. I would expect Irving to come out for the 6th, but who knows? And Waters down on 3 pitches. Owen Beatrice will hit next with 1 away.
second baseman, number 42, Owen Beatrice.
First pitch, and Beatrice hits a high fly ball into center. Long run for Moon, staring up into the sun, and he cannot make the catch. Beatrice heads to second. He's gunning for third. The throw to the cutoff. They throw all the way to third base, and they've got Owen Beatrice at third. 2 outs. Here in the inning, the Kingsmen unable to take advantage of the drop in the outfield.
The third baseman, number 20, Israel Classe.
Pretty nice relay from the P27 outfield and infield to get him at third. I think both coaches will probably talk post-game. The mistake on that play coming with a little bit of hesitation around first base. Beatrice wasn't gunning for second from the jump, and it may have cost him just that little extra foot in trying to dive into third ahead of the tag. 1 ball, no strikes to Israel Classe, who is 1 for 2. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Second error in center field for Moon, but it has not hurt P27 here in the 5th. 2 balls and 1 strike. Noah Entrikin also starting to loosen up down the line. Swing and a miss. Classe out front. 2-2 in the 6th. We'll see 11-1-2 for P27. Vega, Almonte, and Moon try to hunt down the Kingsmen 2-run lead. Classe strikes out, and the inning is over. So the Kingsmen only bring the minimum to the plate here in the 5th. Fly ball on the ground in the outfield. Unable to result in any runs. We head to the 6th. It's 5-3 here at Caramon Health Park on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. First pitch of the 6th inning coming. Micah Irving is indeed on the mound to face Xavier Vega. First pitch, and a foul ball. Noah Entrikin, the left-hander, is down in the bullpen right now, starting to throw. Nick Osborne down there, as is Christian Burney. Entrikin was expected to start the second game of today's doubleheader. Curveball in there for a strike to make it 0-2. Interested to see if Entrikin comes in to potentially close this first game and how that would affect the pitching plan for game number 2 of this doubleheader. The Kingsmen down a number of pitchers across today's doubleheader. We'll see how that affects things. 0-2, Irving looking great. That one left a couple feet shy of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vega Reached on a fielder's choice his first time, came around to score on an error. He is 0 for 1 at the plate here, behind 1-2. Out of the windup, Irving fires home and gets the swing and a miss. Vega jogging down to first, Ritzma's throw in time for the first out. After Irving missed a couple feet shy of the plate, he actually got the swing and a miss on a pitch very similar. Way out in front of that 1-2 was Xavier Vega.
Back to the top of the order for the Blacksmiths. The second baseman, number 2, Kelvin Almonte.
So here's the top of the order for the third time. Kelvin Almonte reached on an error to the center fielder last time. That brought in 2 runs. Out of the windup, first pitch to Kelvin is a called strike at the knees. The bottom of the zone has been there all day for these pitchers. No bullpen action for P27. Both these pitchers accustomed to pitching deep into ball games. There's a ground ball foul to the Kingsmen dugout. Brandon Falk down there in the Kingsmen hoodie retrieves that foul ball. 0-2, 1 away, Mikhail Moon on deck. Irving started his motion but was stopped due to time called by the batter. 0-2 and missed low. Again bouncing that one in front of the plate. 1-2. And that is high. So both ends of the spectrum there. He'll look for middle ground here with the count even. Irving has so far this season pitched into the fifth, at least into the fifth, 3 times. Had not done so in his last 3 starts, but is into the 6th for just the second time this season here this afternoon. You can see Irving working at his best. 2-2 is the count out of the windup, the pitch. And he misses low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Up to 84 pitches. This will be 85. I think it would be difficult for him at this point to get to the complete game, but who knows? 3-2, trying to get a big out. Misses low on a walk. Almonte walks aboard. He's reached for the second time in a row. And here comes Mikhail Moon as the tying run. It's walk number 4 today for Irving. Surrendered just 1 hit.
Center fielder, number 64, Mikhail Moon.
Even that hit was a catchable ball in center field. Joe Hudak on his way out to the mound will step aside for 1 minute. We'll see if Irving's still in the game when we come back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. One out here in the 6th, and Irving still in to face Mikhail Moon. That's a ball. 1-0 here with 1 away. Tying run at the plate, a 2-run game.
Come on, Mooney, go!
1-0. There's a line drive, second base side, and it's bouncing up and over Owen Beatrice. Once again, the Kingsmen with a chance to get a big out, maybe even two, but instead an error puts the tying run on base here in the sixth.
Direct fielder, number 51, Noah Getke.
So Noah Getke comes up 2 strikeouts today against Irving, and a big moment in this ball game. That ball took a wicked hop up on Beatrice, but hit right at him. Had the chance for the double play. I'd like to thank you all for joining us wherever you may be on this fine Tuesday afternoon in April. Tuesday after Easter. We hope you all had a blessed and wonderful Easter weekend. Team refreshed and ready to go. That will be it for Micah Irving. Noah Entrikin has just gotten the point here in the 6th inning. Tying run on base for P27. The Kingsmen going to their starter with 5 outs left in order to try and win this ball game. Micah Irving, a heck of an effort on the mound, gives up 3 runs, but it is 5-3. We'll be back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Entrikin onto the mound in just one moment.
Jumbo shook, hey, straight out the lake to train. Sleeping on the boat, hey, wait, hey, you don't want no smoke.
So a unique situation here for the Kingsmen. Noah Entrikin on the mound here in the 6th inning. His first pitch is a ball outside to Noah Getke. They bring in arguably their ace here in the 6th inning of Game 1 of today's doubleheader. It is the first time all season that Entrikin comes in a relief spot. 1-0. And a fastball in there for a strike. Different warm-up process, different routine. Certainly, coming in with 2 men on and 1 out in a 2-run game is a different situation than he's used to this spring. 1-1 to Getke. Foul ball. Getke struck out twice against Micah Irving, whose day is done after 5 1/3. We'll get you his full line when it's finalized. But right now, 3 runs across, 1 of them earned for the Charlotte native. He is responsible for 1 of the 2 runners on base right now. 1-2, 1 out. High for ball 2. Getke thought about coming around on it. Tucker Cali is supposed to hit here with 2 away. And he is on deck.
Come on, get!
2-2 from the lefty. Entrikin looking to come in and get a big out. And he gets a foul ball that hit off Ritzma into the backstep. That was 87 on the gun for Entrikin, the recent commit to Gardner-Webb University here in North Carolina. 2-2 to Getke. Breaking ball high, 3-2. 2-run game. P27 has not scored since the 3rd when they had their 3-run inning to tie it up in the top of the 3rd. The Kingsmen grabbed another run in the bottom, have led ever since. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Ritzma coming up throwing late. And no throw. He was motioning over towards second, but the lead runner heading to 3rd. No throw made. A strikeout, a huge one for Entrikin. Getke down
The third
swinging for
baseman,
the 3rd
number
time in a
39,
row.
Tucker Cali.
But the double steal pulled off, so runners on 2nd and 3rd. The tying run is on second base. Fastball in there for a strike. So Irving's line then is done. 3 runs, 1 of them earned. Just 1 hit against, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Entrikin trying to get out of this 6th, 0-1. Just missed the letters, and the count is even. Appeal down to 2nd, and no swing from the base umpire. The bottom of the 6th, we'll see Montgomery Hart, Hudson Entrikin, and Mason Ritzma. The Kingsmen, meanwhile, trying to preserve their lead as we get closer and closer to the end of this first game. 1-1, Entrikin out of the windup left-hand side. Breaking ball. He just has not had the zone with the breaking ball here so far. He's leaving it high primarily. 2-1.
Come on, Doug! Do it, Doug!
2-1 pitch. Cali lets it go. That was a much better breaking pitch from Entrikin. Doesn't get the swing though. It's 3-1. Cali is 0 for 2 today. He is struck out and grounded out. Epteen on deck with a ground out and a walk. Time called. And what's the situation here? An intentional walk? That may have been it.
The left fielder, number 16, Carter Epting.
Intentional walk, the signal from the dugout. They let Cali on, and now there's a force at every base. Epting up in the 5-hole, left-on-left matchup. First pitch from Noah. High for a ball. So now the pressure's on for Carter Epting at the plate. You see the 4 fingers go up from the dugout, and they have essentially said, we'd rather walk him to face you. What will he do? 1-0. He rips it third base side, but it hooks foul. Bounced off the padding next to the Kingsmen dugout and back into play. 1-1. 5-3 in this ball game. Two Carolina teams battling for position in the ABA standings. The Kingsmen can get themselves back tied for the lead with a win in this one. P27 trying to keep pace with the league leaders. 1-2. Ground ball, first base side. Seminara will have to get to the bag himself, and he does. Noah Entrikin comes out of the pen for the first time this season and gets two big outs as we head to the bottom of the sixth. It's 5-3 here in Gastonia. We'll be right back on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Montgomery Hart leads things off against Bonsack, and he takes a strike just off on the outside corner, I guess, technically, 0-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. Leadoff man is Hart, then Entrikin, then Ritzema. And that ball hit opposite field side, shallow left center. Looking up into the moon is Soto, and he has it in front of Mikhail Moon for out number one.
The right fielder, number 23, Hudson Entrikin.
Hudson Entrikin is 1 for 2. He has a single and a pop out, trying to get the sixth started for the Kingsmen. He hammers one, third base side, long run for Callie, and he gives up on it. It falls foul and into the seats, bouncing back into foul territory. 0-1 the count here, bottom six. The Kingsmen are 3 outs away from a win. Looking for any insurance to try to add to their lead before they come back out for the seventh. Entrikin loaded early, took the changeup in there for a called strike, 0-2. On deck, Mason Ritzema, who has walked both times. Luke Bonsack is back on the mound here for the sixth, despite having given up 5 runs in this ball game. 0-2 pitch. He takes ball one. Back-to-back complete games for Luke Bonsack coming into today's game. He's thrown 215 pitches in between his last 2 starts. 2-2. 18 strikeouts, just 3 earned runs, 10 runs total given up across those 2 games. 2-2. Entrikin has got it to full. His brother coming in the sixth, getting out of that sixth inning, helping out Micah Irving and the Kingsman defense. 3-2. And Hudson draws a walk. He walks aboard with 1 away.
The catcher, number 4, Mason Ritzema. P27
has gotten the bullpen rolling. down on the first base sideline. Luke Bonsack is at 94 pitches here in the 6th with 1 away. Mason Ritzma digging in. Here's 95, and he taps it foul. Entrican had a decent jump headed to second, but the hit and run was on. It's 0-1. If Bonsack throws at least 5 more pitches before coming out of this game, he will hit triple digits for the 3rd start in a row. The pitch count numbers extraordinary. You think about the Kingsmen pitchers, that's nothing compared to what Bonsack has been asked to do for P27 this spring. 0-1. Ritzma swings and misses. The ball is off the glove of the catcher Sosby, and Entrican steals second as a result. Coming up here at 4 o'clock local time. Half an hour after this game concludes, we'll have game 2 of the doubleheader for you. Ritzma fouls one off. Very curious to see who the starting pitcher is here in game number 2. Never got an official projected starter, but the assumption was, of course, it would be Noah Entrican, but he pitched here in the 6th. Will likely try to close out the 7th. And Ritzma hitting one foul now to keep the at-bat alive. I would assume Entrican would not turn around and start game number 2. But then again, apparently I've run myself into some trouble assuming things this afternoon. So we'll see who starts game 2 for the Kingsmen. Max Raley has been called up from the varsity team as a floater for today's game. The 0-2 Ritzma is low. Not sure if he'll get an inning or 2 or more, perhaps. But perhaps just in as an extra arm in case they need him. Some arms still available for the KBA. Foul ball. But Kaysen Young, Brandon Falk, Harris Clark, all arms. Tristan Harless, in addition to those 3, all unavailable for today's doubleheader on the mound. The 4 of them have eaten up a really good chunk of the innings for the Kingsmen this season. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Mason Ritzma. He's fought off a couple good pitches from Bonsack. Spin pick. They throw down a second. Entrican back safely. "99 pitches for Luke Bonsack. 1-2 count to Mason Ritzma. Here is big number 100. And Ritzma hits the Centurion into right field in front of Getke. Entrican gets the hold, and it's a base hit for Mason Ritzma on pitch number 100. The Kingsmen have runners on the corners and 1 out for Tristan Harless.
The designated hitter, number 16, Tristan Harless.
Not Chuck, these checks.
Attention fans, confronting at first base for Mason Ritzma, number 11, Landon Catani.
Get myself together, I'm a man straight up.
See if 100 is all she wrote for Luke Bonsack. A meeting on the mound, the first meeting on the mound for P27 in the ballgame. They continue to get an arm warmed up. We will step aside and be back here in the 6th on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Runners on the corners, one out after the mound visit. Tristan Harless takes a ball. It is Luke Bonsack back out there, still pitching for P27. He's gotten to 101 now with that last pitch. Entrikin's on third. Ritzma, or rather Catani, is on first. There's a swing and a miss. Catani headed to second. The throw heads that way, but is cut off. And Catani's in there with the delayed steal. So running for Mason Ritzma, he has his first stolen base of the game. Entrikin still on third. Second and third, the whole infield going to come in here for P27. 5-3 is the score, 1-1. Harless takes the off speed downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Kingsmen, sitting at 10-4, are a half game back of the Georgia Premier Red Sox, who are 9-2 in the ABA. They can pull level with a win. Harless hits it hard, dropped by the shortstop. They flip to third, and they're going to call a double play there. They're calling it a line out on the transfer, and then Entrikin on a double off. That ball scorched. I'll have to watch it back during the break to see if that was the right call. Not a whole lot of argument from Coach Hudak, just wanted to make sure that he knew what was going on. The Kingsmen strand runners on second and third, and we head to the 7th here on the Kingsmen Baseball Network. Top of the 7th, the Kingsmen are 3 runs away from the win. Noah Entrikin in his first relief appearance of the year, trying to get the save. First pitch to Alvarez is a ball low and away from the zone. Went back and watched that line out during the break. I think I agree with the base umpire. Lost it on the transfer, and then the double up at third. Tough break for the Kingsmen. Harless hit the ball hard. If the infield was back, it would have hopped once on the way to the shortstop, but that's why you bring the infield in. Try to cut down on those angles. 1-1 now, 2-1 to Adrian Alvarez. It's Alvarez, Sosby, and Soto. 6, 7, 8 for the Blacksmiths in a 2-run game. 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss. High of the letters, and a chasing Adrian Alvarez sees himself now even with Entrikin at 2-2. Leadoff man sets the tone for the 7th inning. Entrikin trying to get his second strikeout. Got him! Same spot with the fastball, and he gets Alvarez to go after it once again. 1 down here in the 7th.
The catcher, number 11. Carson Sosby.
A reminder that we'll have game 2 of this doubleheader for you approximately half an hour after this game has concluded. Looking at a start sometime after 4:30. Ball 1 to Carson Soseby, a ground out and a hit by pitch. Was hit by pitch to start the 5th inning, his last time to the plate, but did not move from first. The home plate umpire calling Soseby for the swing. It's 1-1. Just after 4 o'clock local time here in Gastonia. Thanks for joining us for today's prospect doubleheader. 1-2, a swinging miss there by Soseby. Today also serves as Senior Day. We'll have some short festivities in between games, and I'll try to get the broadcast started. The 1-2 called at the knees to get Soseby for out number 2, and Entrikin's got back-to-back strikeouts to get the Kingsmen an out away here. Try to get the broadcast moving as quickly as possible here for today's game 2 in order to capture the recognition of the seniors playing their final home games today for the Kingsmen. First season of the KBA has been a delightful one, and some of these seniors that were already sad to say goodbye to only got to have them for the 1 year. First pitch, and a strike there on Yamil Soto. We'll have similar Senior Day festivities for the seniors on the varsity team on Thursday. 0-1, 2 outs. Lefty comes home and misses just high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Soto, a walk and a line out. He will need to reach if P27 is to come back and win this ball game. 1-2. Pop up. First base side and out of play. P27 down to its final strike. Micah Irving watching from the dugout as his fellow starting pitcher tries to get his first Kingsman save. Entrikin has been unbelievable coming out of the bullpen. Looking to strike out the side. 1-2. High for a ball. If the game continues, Colin Hogg, the extra hitter, would come to the plate. He's swinging on deck right now. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Called just high. The Kingsmen won their last home series against DSC 2-1. Just a doubleheader today, trying to win game 1. 3-2 pitch. Foul ball to the backstop. Yamil Soto hit a line drive out, probably the hardest ball P27's hit today. It was right at Montgomery Hart. We'll see what he does here. 3-2. Fly ball right field, hooking toward the corner, and it is out of play. Still full. The Kingsmen trying to keep the tie and run from coming to the plate here in the 7th. Another payoff pitch for Entrikin. And another foul ball. It seems like almost every single one of these ADA prospect games over the last few weeks have been filled to the brim with drama. And the Kingsmen looking for a close win here in Gastonia. Another 3-2. Fly ball center field, shallow, playable. Coming in, Entrikin from right, and it's down. That ball is down, and the game continues. Hudson Entrikin came over. Waters never got close to it. And the infield, who had backed off, watched as the ball dropped in front of the Kingsmen outfielders.
Extra hitter, number 15, Colin Hogg.
It did appear like that ball might have come off the glove of Entrikin, so it'll be scored as an error. But Colin Hogg, who has the only hit of the day for P27, a fly ball to center that just evaded Ryan Waters for a double, has the chance to come up here as the tying run. Entrikin comes home. Swing and a miss, 0-1. An absolutely unbelievable job by the Kingsmen pitchers today. They've gotten opportunities to win this ball game. But P27 just sticking around here. 0-1. High for a ball. Have not seen a Kingsman pitcher down the line start their pregame routine yet. So the mystery of who's pitching still yet to be answered. 1-1, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Ahead of it was Colin Hogg. He's behind 1-2. He flew out softly to right field his last time up. Entrican trying to get him at the plate and stifle this 7th inning rally. 2 strikes from the left-hander. High for a ball. They appeal, but no shot at getting that one. 2-2. The 9 hole at the plate right now. Theo Lima in the 10 spot would come up if the game continues further and the tying run gets on base. 2-2 from Entrican. Fly ball, right field side. Entrican has another chance at it. He looks up, and he makes the catch this time. Oh, so close to falling in right field. Entrican makes the catch, and the Kingsmen win the ball game. Good teams find ways to get it done. That was
Your final score is your
win against P27. But the Kingsmen defeat the Blacksmiths by a final score of 5-3. Winning pitcher Micah Irving, and the save goes to Noah Entrican. The Kingsmen to 11-4 in the KBA standings, back level with Georgia Premier at the top of the prospect leaderboard. We'll take half an hour and be back. Look for game number 2 to start about 4:40. We'll be right back here in half an hour with more Kingsman baseball. Final score once again, 5-3. The Kingsmen defeat P27. I'm Griffin Leonard saying so long from Caramon Hills Park in Gastonia. Thanks for joining us here on the Kingsman Baseball Network.